grab my whiskey. I'm trying to get drunk.
We don't care what R. Kelly did.
Did I say anything racist this time? You better get out of here, honky.
And now for something completely different.
Well, two honks and Kim just messing around. You'll never know what they talk about on two honks. Two honks and Kevin. You might hear something about the NBA. Maybe they'll just make your day on two honks and Kevin. It's sports and life and family too. Let's all listen to two honks and a Kevin.
What's up, everybody? It is
What
May.
is the-
It is May 18th. Your boy Blake here, trying to start this off. Why am I so nervous? I feel like I'm taking Richard's job, and I completely failed. I dreamed of this moment of opening up the show.
You're
I'm
the
really-
talkative one.
I
Jeez.
know. I'm like literally all nervous over
I've
here.
never heard before.
Stop the outro for me though. Yeah,
Do
you
what?
You got the outro running.
Oh, see, first day on the job, you didn't tell me how to stop it.
It's all good, man. Yeah, it's fun.
Let's see
Actually,
here.
I heard the intro. You said you couldn't hear it. I don't know.
Oh,
why.
really?
I heard the intro.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Well, maybe
I wish
the
I
audience.
could. It
did.
looked like it got updated. I wish I could make that a text message tone.
Okay.
I would love for that to go to my phone. Kevin, you miss the fuck out.
I can sing that. To you. It's the MP3, so I made
Nice.
it MP3. I should sell it.
You should.
yeah, as an NFT,
Yeah,
and watch it make no money.
I'll,
So
make, I'll make millions off of Jared's voice. That's what. And I'm not going to give him anything. Just like
No,
my,
no.
Copyright.
yeah. I can't believe we haven't made money off of He's Got Moves yet.
I know, right? I'm surprised that's not a TikTok sound or something like that.
Yep.
Yeah. So thanks for letting me introduce the show. Richard was having me trying to teach me how he does some of the production of this huge podcast that we are currently running. So, but I like learning it, so that's good.
Yeah.
Hey, it's huge to me, damn it.
Yeah, there you go. It's definitely new to me. So what's going on, boys?
Yeah.
Let's see. We've had shootings.
Yeah. Like
Uh,
mass shooting.
yeah.
NBA semifinals. Is it
Yeah.
semifinals right now? It's happening, right? That's what they call it.
Conference finals.
Conference finals. Okay.
Yeah. I believe so. I woke up to a shattered glass door, so that's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we had some other news. I had some today was like one of those. It was funny because on my way home I was thinking about like just the difference between yesterday and today. Like yesterday was just gorgeous, whatever it was, like 80 degrees, and the sun was out, the clouds were blue, the day went good. I ended up golfing last night, like it was great, and then 24 hours later, you wake up and my glass door to my, which I think a few weeks ago on the podcast, I was talking about how my pergola went across the back of my house and ripped my screen door, and it damaged my siding. Well, of course, I never called anybody to come out and do anything about it because I'm lazy, or just don't think about it. But this morning, I wake up and my glass is just completely shattered as far as like the webbing. You know what I'm saying? It's not all over the floor. It's just almost like that internal.
Shattered, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So I was like, crap. So, I kind of looked around to make sure it wasn't, a break-in, which I felt pretty confident that it wasn't because I already knew that the door had a real small crack in it. So I just, kind of assumed that's what it was. And I'm still assuming that's what that's what it is. But anyway, so I had to call the insurance company today and file a complaint on it or a claim on it. So hopefully it kind of works out because we've been needing to replace that door anyways. But yeah, so that's kind of how I started off my morning.
So did you include the pergola information?
Yeah, I told them. Yeah, and they and they asked if the pergola was damaged, and I said I wasn't sure. But he said that he would have somebody reach out to me, and then we can, through the app, we can just record all the damage, and then they can. Dude, it's gotten so. When we talk about it,
it's quick, man.
Yeah, and even the guy on the phone, I go, man, that's pretty cool. He goes, yep, thanks to COVID.
Yeah,
because it's just just like we always say, we always adapt, and because of that, companies made apps and found ways to do business differently and better and all that. But so that happened, and then I get to work, and one of the ladies that works there, Melissa, she comes in and she's like, oh my gosh, look what happened. She goes, so they have a house that they rent out to her husband's sister, and she showed me on the map of where their house is located. So I don't even really know how this happened, but a car went off the road off of Thompson and basically had to go around this like little median and then through the grass, through one fence, through two fences, through a porch, a wooden porch, and through a hot tub and into their house.
So through the backyard.
Yeah, all the way through the backyard. So, she was she was showing me the pictures and everything, and they don't really know what happened. I don't know if someone had a seizure or if they were drunk or whatever. But her sister-in-law was at the house, and obviously was awoken by it. But very lucky that she wasn't laying where the house got hit and all that, or really probably lucky that they had the deck there. So that was kind of wild. And then on my way home, I know, dude. And then on my way home, I'm driving, and I'm trying to remember exactly where I was. I think it was Martin Luther King Street, or like that exit 113, I believe it is. There's like an on-ramp that comes on there. I'm not really sure what the situation was, but I saw a semi off the road towards the right through the barrier, and then like basically in the backyard of somebody's house. And I just can't even imagine like what went through that driver's head because I'm assuming he got maybe cut off or he had to swerve somehow, and then there was another semi that was damaged, and then a car that had like the whole front end like completely ripped off. And I was just like, dude, get me home.
Right. I just want to be in the comfort of my own home.
Yeah, this is too much. So.
Do you guys feel like the driving has just gotten immensely worse after around? What do you think it was? Do you think there's actual causation between COVID and driving, or do you think just over time it was going to happen regardless?
Go ahead, Kevin, if you got an opinion.
So I honestly think that it's more of a social thing. Like it's a me world, and these people think that they're invincible, and I got to get there the fastest, and I'm not going to pay attention to anything that's what's going on but me. That like people just don't care. Like they don't care about the safety on the road. They care about what's in their hand, what's on their phones, and what they're doing, and not aware of what's going on around them. I can just tell you some background from what like stuff that I see, because I'm one of the safety people at my job, and so we have cameras that record stuff, and I'm just going like I'm just judging professional drivers, not just the people out there on the road. And it's just like people just don't care. They're just gonna do their own thing. Like they don't care about safety. It's they don't care about coming home every night. They're just selfish. Like you put your seatbelt on. I put my seatbelt on because I had to go home every day. That's my job, is to go home every day when I was a driver, right? But you tell these young guys, and like they just think they're invincible. They gotta have that phone. They have to be looking at the phone the whole time they're driving and seeing what those updates are. So, and let alone the people that are actually on the road. Like people are gonna cut you off. People are gonna speed around you. Like it's me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really disturbing too. Like you keep hearing stories about pedestrians getting hit all of a sudden. Like, and it's not like it's like kids near school zones are getting hit. Like multiple kids this school year have got hit and killed. Just as like people just don't care, it seems like, anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. Yeah, I definitely think there's more people out on the road right now. For one, I mean, especially now that more people are kind of getting back to work. It seems, and I'm sure there's a lot of selfishness, but I mean, it's got to be the distractions. I mean, it's just how easy it is to get a notification, and I even kind of noticed this today. I was talking to somebody at work, and like as soon as their phone dinged,
They pause.
everything I was saying didn't matter. Immediately reached to it and went like that. And I was just like, and I'm sure I've done it, but it's that ding. Oh crap. Notification. What am I missing out? What is that? Was it an email? Was it a phone call? Was it a text message? Was it an update about sports? Was it, a new movie release? What I'm saying? Like there's a million things that could pop up.
Dude,
So
imagine having one of these on your wrist.
oh dude, I
Constantly
couldn't.
That's why I
vibrating.
don't get one. Yeah, that's why I don't
Dude.
want one.
All right.
Dude, yeah. Well, we have that Ring doorbell and it notify. Dude, the tree moves
Yep.
and I'm notified. Like anyone can break into my house right now because I'm not. Like it's probably the tree. It's probably the tree.
Yeah.
The Ring is different though, man. Hey, that's like a security thing. So like, I can understand that one.
Yeah.
I even do that one. Like, I'm like, all right, what is that? It's like the middle of the night. What is that? Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Like it's funny because we always get in a situation where you should have gotten over sooner, but you're trying to kind of play that game of like when can I get over it and all that. And it's like I always let people over, even though if they're being a jerk, just because I know I've been there. We're like, because sometimes you just get stuck, like just the flow of the traffic and you can't get over in time or whatever. But I mean, some people just they refuse to let you over, man. And it's just like it's like, does that just make you a bigger person? Like, does it just make you feel better? You didn't let me out or whatever. But yeah, I don't know, man.
I mean, I get passive on the road just because I don't want to. First of all, I don't want to have an accident. Secondly, it's like all these people with road rage and people that carry guns on them. Like, I don't have the time to argue with you. It's not worth.
Man.
It's not worth
That's
it.
something I'm trying to instill in my son now. It's like, dude, just don't. It's not even worth it. You don't know what other people are carrying. You don't know what their friends may be carrying. You just don't know. So it's just not worth not getting home at night.
Yeah. Like that's the rule for every situation you find yourself in, like just think
one
about
petty
the
little
income.
argument, and you like that's anywhere. Like you're not going home. So it's like, what is this worth to me? I think it's Richard. You say, I think I've heard you say, what is this going to matter to me in 5 minutes? What is this going to matter to me in 5 days? What is this going to matter to me in 5 weeks? Right. So like that.
Yeah. So since you said that, I've like been trying to kind of apply that to my life. I'm still really mad about that emoji. So I'm past the 5-minute mark. So now I got to get the 5. See how much this will cost me in 5 months. Yeah, and then in 5 years, I'm still mad about this pregnant man. And then then I'll officially be over it.
Rent free, baby.
I know.
We're gonna put your face on one.
Yeah, right. Well, the next day I was talking to the guys at work about it, and they were like, they weren't believing me. And then I just typed, and that's when I took that screenshot. I typed in pregnant, and when I saw the 2 guys pop up and only 1 female, I was like, oh my god! I was like, this is to my point. What are we doing here? But yeah, it was funny. So I know I just mentioned it today. Did you guys watch Our Father? A chance? Did you get it?
I didn't have time. Yeah.
Tell us about it.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh my god.
It'll make me watch it.
I know. So I always like to preface this. I did fall asleep because we started at 10 o'clock and then I woke up this morning kind of, try to finish it. So try to remember all the details. Basically, a Indianapolis doctor, I believe his last name was Klein, he's a fertility doctor. People would come to him looking for a donor, trying to find the right match, yada yada yada, or not even finding the right match, trying to use the male sperm of the actual father to try to get pregnant, and then of course if they can't find someone, then that's when they find it, or if they can't do it, then that's when they find the donor. So anyways, what he was doing, instead of using the husband's sperm, he was using his own. So therefore, what happens when 23andMe comes out and somebody is like, oh, I want to check my DNA because my blonde hair and blue eyes do not match any of my parents or my siblings. So I want to figure this out. And then when they get on there, they see they have 8 matches of different siblings. At first, it was 8 matches. So then this person, I forget her name, she started really diving into like, okay, what's going on? Who are these siblings? Who am I? Is that even my father? Yada, yada, yada. She ends up taking it to the news. What's that? She's kind of, I feel like she's famous around here. Is it Angela?
Angela.
Is that her name? Angela?
Reporter or
Yeah.
news person, Angela Bassett or whatever. Is that her name?
I don't know if that's her last name. She's got blonde hair, kind of pretty. She's
Uh-huh.
maybe in her 50s now. Anyways, they came to her with it because I think they try to go to like law enforcement and stuff, and see that's some of the details that I kind of wish I remembered, but I can't remember what the first step was. But but anyways,
Is it Angela Brower?
so, I don't know. I was thinking her. She
It's
might be on
Angela
Fox
Ganote on
59.
Fox 59. Angela Ganote. See if I can.
Maybe that's her. Yep, that's her. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's her. Yeah. So anyway, story got brought to her. You know, she tried to go to, I believe, the prosecutors, and man, you really just have to watch it because there's so much to it. But he basically was doing this and basically got away with it. And the most recent count is 91 people that have this man's DNA. He is a very dude. I don't know. Well, that's where they kind of tie it into his religion, of course. Where he keeps saying, God dang it, is it something 1:5? I can't remember the Bible verse now. It's talking about I knew you when you were in your womb.
Okay.
I can't remember the Bible verse that he kept quoting, but like I guess that's you have to wait.
Jeremiah.
There you go, Jeremiah 1:5. Yep.
Did they say anything about like some white supremacy type stuff?
Yeah, so there was a little bit about
I'm reading
that.
this. I'm skimming through it.
Why is it always tied to white supremacy?
I know.
What is going on?
Dude, it's always religion and white supremacy.
So,
You know what
I'm just reading a little I'm just reading a little article. As seen in the documentary, he decorated his clinic with Christian artwork and decorations, and often repeated a passage from Jeremiah 1:5. Before I formed you in your mother's womb, I know. And then talks about the patient. Then it says his apparent white supremacist goal to create lots of blonde-haired, blue-eyed children also came with the price. Although Klein has insisted that all of his offspring are healthy, most of those who were interviewed say that they share similar health problems, blood clotting, and other diseases.
Yeah. So that's the gist of it. And they I guess the count is still going up, but right now the
it's
last
saying
count
that he actually admitted to doing this 50 times in the late 80s. For some reason, I feel like I've seen another documentary like this.
Yeah,
But it was like in
I feel
another
there was
country.
I feel like there was another doctor that did this.
Yeah,
and
so that's why I
he-
Googled it to see if it was the same
Yeah.
person, but it's a totally different person.
yeah, this guy apparently is like trying to set the record. You know, he was like, I'm not just doing this a couple times. I want my
but
offspring.
and the other
everywhere."
guy was only like 7 to 8 kids or something like that.
Yeah. That's some families. That's just some normal families out there
Yeah.
popping out that many kids. Yeah, I mean, you know, it just makes you wonder, like, I don't know, man. I always go into that mind of that person of like, how do you get there? Like, how do you become so like Like I guess it's one. Well, I don't know. I was trying to find something. Like I was gonna say, I guess it's one thing if you feel like you're really helping these people because they can't get pregnant, and you're just like, well, look, man, your husband's sperm isn't gonna do the job. Like I'm gonna help you out because I feel sorry for you. Hopefully, you never find out it's my kid.
Yeah, I got this cedar.
Yeah,
Hey, but like you're basically preying on the vulnerability of people that want to fill that void in their life. So it's like it's still.
What are you
still
laughing
unfair.
about, Richard?
Kevin,
I don't know.
Kevin said he got a cedar.
Yeah, we got the. I got the heater.
Oh, I got the heater over here.
If he can't do it, I got you.
Yeah. I didn't even catch that. I was like, "What is Richard laughing about?"
Yeah, I slid that one in. But yeah, he's just preying off the vulnerability of other people, and it's like this guy, like it wasn't in the intent of helping. It's in the intent of something that he feels is right. You know what I'm saying? Like it's almost like he just thinks that like it sounds like some Hitler stuff.
It's mental illness.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it's not out of help. Like,
and when they when they were questioning him and pressing him, he just kept saying, you know, you can't let the world know. This will affect my marriage. This will affect my church. You know, like it's just yeah, exactly. Yeah, because he's still married. Because you know, this is a hidden secret that he did 30 years ago. Or whatever, you know, but then, you know, you're showing not only the kids that were born, but you're showing the parents who this whole time thought that kid was their dad's, was their husband's, you know, and you may see some characteristics about it that's not yours, you know, that's maybe looks like the doctor, or like they were talking about, like the health problems, like you lied to us, like you potentially weren't even a healthy donor,
so let me get the logistics of this. You have two people, right, that want to make a baby. Something's wrong with the male sperm. So they go to this doctor, and this doctor. Now, what exactly was the doctor supposed to do? He was supposed to find a donor sperm, or take the dude's sperm and make it work. What was supposed to happen? Was it option 2? He was supposed to take the dude's sperm and make it work, or was he supposed to find a donor?
I think as his job, he can do both. But if the husband's sperm can work through whatever they do, then that's what you take, you know. But he was just ignoring. He was like, all right, throw this one out. This one's getting mine. This one's getting my hitter. You know,
and maybe he was trying to get some sort of percentage of people.
94 biological children of mine. 94.
That child support is going to be stiff.
This was updated May 12th.
Oh my god!
Get this. You ready for this? One of the women who used him as their fertility doctor had a child, and that child used him as their fertility doctor.
No.
And that child is his daughter. Think about that.
No.
Because that's what they were saying about all the people trying to find their siblings. They go, I am so nervous that I have dated a sibling and not known it, you know, especially if it's all from like the same small town or something, you know? So and I don't know if people came to him worldwide or whatever, you know, but yeah, so they have her on the docket. It's pretty, it kind of started off a little slow, but it's pretty fascinating.
I'm going to need to see your 23andMe paperwork before we do anything at this point in time.
Dude, for real. For real. For real, I gotta before I shake your hand, I want to make sure I'm not related to you. Yeah, man.
Yeah,
that's
it just says he mostly was motivated by religion.
So it wasn't like a desire to up his percentage of people that he successfully helped. That was my thought, was he was trying to get his numbers up in terms of like, I've helped 98% people.
Oh,
I mean, like that was my first thought, was he was just trying to up his percentage. It's still greed, but I guess
I almost wonder if like how a serial killer gets addicted to that murdering someone, if that's what it came for him.
It's a
You know,
they say that it's a sexual thing for most serial killers.
really?
It's the same. It's the
Man.
same chemicals that. Yeah.
That's another wild thing. How is a sexual how can a sexual desire, how can it be that strong?
Yeah, I
Right?
think
That it'll literally make you kill someone.
they said that almost all serial killers have had a frontal brain injury of some sort.
Really?
That's why most of them
Some-
have come from broken backgrounds where they were abused, and
Yeah.
that's indicative of a frontal brain issue. So yeah, but that's probably why something, your brain's messed up from being hit too hard or whatever. So
Right. Yeah, I
yeah.
mean they mentioned that he had like some traumatic accident to where he actually hit a girl on a bike. A little kid came out between two cars, and I think it was just like it really wasn't even his fault type of thing. And they said that's like he really changed after that. So I don't know if that type of like PSD. Yeah, exactly. But I mean, all the nurses or whoever worked with him, like, same old thing, right? Couldn't believe it. Such a great guy. Like, even I think the doctor that worked with him, I'm pretty sure that's who he was. Like, I mean, it's always like this when it's like when the uncle molests a kid. It's like no one can even imagine like he would have done something like that. And it's like it makes you wonder, like, you got to keep like really nice people like look at it. I mean, it's weird, right? It's like it's weird to think that like someone said, yeah, someone said this the other day. It's like being a male and really loving working with kids, right? Like if a woman does that, it's acceptable. Oh, she's great
normal
with kids. It's normal. But when you see a guy that's like just great with the kid, like but then again, anyone can look at us, any of us seeing us being good with kids and be like, I wonder,
Dude,
like that's what
I have that in the back of my head whenever I take my kids to the park. I just stay with my daughter. Like I don't sit in her. I hang out with my daughter and play with her and ignore everybody else.
really.
Yeah. I don't know. Like something's like, I don't want anybody here to think I'm here staring at their kids. So
I know.
I'm like that. Richard, I'm 100% like that too. I'm in full protect myself mode.
Yeah.
Like I'm never in, especially with the opposite sex. I'm never in the car. I don't never want to be in a position when I'm in a car alone or around a kid by myself, just because I don't want anybody to assume anything.
Yep. I've done that.
And that's the world that we live in now.
Yeah. Yeah. I've done that with senior pictures. Like I won't, I mean, it's one thing if it's a guy, but if it's a female, I won't ride with her, like if we're going to a different location or something, unless the parents, around or I just know the person. But yeah, like when I was coaching, man, I was so like cautious of that, especially if it's like cute little girls. Cause I have cute little girls, this is when they were like 8 and under, and you're, at least my dad instincts is still to like love them and care for them and give them a little hug. Like
they'll do the same with you if you're coaching. They'll try to hug and you're like, whoa.
Exactly. And I would get that, because it's like, I mean, I try to have fun with the kids and everything and, make it fun. So it's easy for them to like you, no different if I was a teacher or whatever, but I remember the one thing I always did is when I would bend down and talk to them, I'd always try to put my hands behind my back, and then I would pat on the top of the back, but dude, when I was a kid, it was slaps on the back, get your ass out there, like it's just.
Yeah. I remember when I did a youth ministry and some of the girls would need a ride home. I'd be like, not it. Don't even ask.
Yep. And you're too cute,
I'll call you over. So back to the Dr. Klein stuff. So like, is that considered like a form of rape or is that just fraud?
Yeah, what is that considered?
So
that I'm confused because technically you are signing up to get inseminated, right?
Yes, but you're choosing the donor. You're choosing, right? If it's your husband or a selected donor, because even the donor process is, I guess you can pick. Do you want a white male, a black male? Do you want him to be dark hair, blue? Because you want him to kind of look. Yeah, right. 6'5", 6'5", already in the NBA.
All American.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. um, I got so many comments. I'm trying to hold them all.
Here.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah. Can we get a hold of LeBron?
Right.
Yeah, so that's the thing, with all the kids, they're so mad because they can't press any charges. Like somehow,
Yeah,
some
'cause I
way,
looked on there, like it only looked like he got like a $500 fine.
yes, a $500 fine and lost his license. Didn't spend a day in jail. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And yeah, I mean, it's just crazy. What man, I was getting ready to say example of this, what this one lady. Oh, yeah, the one lady said, she goes, if I spit on you, it's battery. It's
That's kinda what I
battery.
assumed. That's what I assumed he would get, is some sort of
Yeah.
yeah.
And she made that point. She goes, if I spit on you, it's battery, but you can inject your sperm into my mom without her knowing, without her consent, and absolutely nothing happens to you. I mean, come on.
It's like one of those laws, though. That's like something you would never. That's like something that happened. You're like, this has never happened before. We need to make a law about this now.
I'm so
Yes.
confused because then it's like, all right, you're mad, but you're here.
It's like the first time someone banged a donkey. They were like, you know what? We got to make a rule.
It's like they said that if there's a rule or a law for something, it's because
Someone did it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that almost brings me back to that question. It's like, what makes the sexual desire? Like, how is, like, it's almost
no
like
sexual desire. This is crazy.
Well, it is for them. It's some sort of a chemical.
that's kind of what I'm getting at. Is that
Yeah, some kind of endorphin. Yeah, I get what you're saying, Richard.
it's like no one really addresses that as a problem, like as a like sexual, and I'm sure we will in the future, especially with how accessible porn is nowadays. Like, I'm sure there's going to be some kids that are like,
Dude,
I can't turn this
dude.
turn this off.
There's people now.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. How's AA going, Kevin?
Right. That's my hands are tied.
You look like a turtle over there. What are you?
I was just suggesting, but so back to this client story, like they're mad, but they're here. Like, you wouldn't be here without me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I guess you're mad because your mom and your parents are hurt. But like, I'm just so confused. Like, I'm not siding with him. It's just like
Kevin trying to justify this.
I'm confused.
Yeah. Well, and listen, and to your point, they are too. Like, there was a mom that was like, I want to hate this guy and I want to be so mad at him, but I have two beautiful daughters right now that are mine. Regardless, they're mine. I've raised them. I knew no different that they weren't mine, but you took that from me. But no, I think it is this lady that said that. She goes, I can say that, but my husband said you took everything from me. Like, everything, because you thought, because that's a man's pride to be able to maybe get someone pregnant and be able to raise a kid. Yeah, you took. I mean, you're right. Yeah, he made a child, but it's not like it was the last resort. I'm gonna come to you and say, hey, listen, I'm pretty good at making.
Informed. Yeah, you lied to me.
Yeah, without a doubt. And then to have no empathy and just make it sound like that's just what we do in the industry, so it apparently happened, and then they made a law about it.
So what's the penalty now?
I don't know. I mean, what should it be? Like what?
I mean, I don't know.
It rape?
It should be something serious.
It's gotta be a felony of some sort. I don't know.
Yeah. I think he filed. It was a felony 6 or whatever they labeled it as, a 6th degree, and just he got like $500 and that was it. And I was like, come on, man. Of course, he lost his license, but he's already older and probably out of the business.
Yeah, he's done.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. Have you guys been? I can't say I've been really keeping up with it. The Johnny Depp trial. I can't believe we haven't really touched on that. That was kind of big news throughout the last few weeks, but.
Yeah, it's kind of wild, isn't it? Like, I haven't, I don't know it enough to really speak well about it, but it seems like almost they were involved in a volatile relationship, and he kind of took the brunt of it while she participated fully as well. whether it be with the abuse or whatever, verbal, physical. 'Cause it sounds like she probably physically assaulted him as well.
Yeah.
However, he's the one that took the hit to his career, to his everything.
Yeah.
Actually, today I think they announced that she was out of the Aquaman movie.
Yeah, I heard that earlier in the week.
Yeah, so I think she's starting to get some stuff. Like, I don't necessarily think anybody should. I mean, look, dude, if you're in a relationship like that and that's what works for you, okay. I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if you're both beating the shit out of each other, I mean, I don't think it's right, but look, okay.
Was it?
you know?
Do you think it was a sexual thing or like a kink
That's what I'm
type thing,
saying.
or
It,
like
it may
that's
have
just
been a kink
like
thing.
because
I don't know.
like everybody's making her out to be the bad guy, and then other people make it like there's no in between. So like I don't know what to
I think
gauge.
people are making her to be the bad guy because he's taken the entirety of the brunt so far. He's taken everything, and it's like nobody's yet to look at her and be like, "Dude, you participated. Like you beat him too. You shit in his bed, probably. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
you are just as responsible for the relationship."
Yeah.
Unfortunately, if it sounds like, dude, like, it's not a cut and dry like domestic abuse. Like, right, Johnny didn't come home. From what it sounds like, Johnny didn't come home and just beat the shit out of Amber Heard, and that was that. Like, it sounds
It was
like they both beat the shit out of each other. Like,
Yeah.
he probably did hit her. I don't know to what extent, but
see, I don't even think that's true. Like, I don't think he has hit her. I think because she tried to,
Yeah.
she tried. I mean, according to him, of course,
Yeah.
because I did listen to one thing where he said that he grew up in an abusive home, and that was just the one thing that he saw the effect of it, and he knew of course he could be saying whatever he wants on the stand or whatever, but
sure.
I think first of all, it's Hollywood. Second of all, there's a lot of drugs and alcohol involved in this relationship.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
wild. It's fight, make love, do some coke, fight, make some love. Who knows, right? I mean, everyone has their relationship issues, but I just think it's probably two wild people and they wild out. But what I like about it is that it seemed like he was about to lose his career and he fought for it and said, well, hold on.
He did for a while. Yeah.
He did. He lost out a lot.
He lost the Pirates movies. He lost the Harry Potter movies. Like, he lost some big roles.
Yeah. And I think that's why, he was like, okay, now I have to sue you because I've got evidence. I got video of you saying that, go ahead, tell them that I beat you, or, they're not going to believe you or whatever, she said, or So it, once again, it's a bad relationship that has to get put in the limelight of people. And, just because it's Hollywood people, it hits the radar.
Well,
it hits the radar.
He wanted the trial to be public.
Good. Yeah, it's a show.
He wanted it all out there because he felt like previous things were cherry picked, and that's why it hit him so hard. This is going to be public because I want everything out there.
Yeah, that's the way to do it, I guess.
It's interesting. I mean, it's unfortunate too, right? Because we're kind of in a day where people are trying to fight more and more for women's rights, speak out for women's abuse. And it's like, and I don't know for sure what's going on, but it sure as heck doesn't seem like that's what's going on here. If everything's just what's been said. And so it's unfortunate.
The truth always comes out, man.
So the point of this trial is that just suing her for
defamation for an article that
the whole trial is him against her for defamation of character.
Yeah, there was an article put out. Oh gosh, it's been probably about 4 or 5 years now, and she basically didn't name him, but said somebody abused her, and all signs pointed to Johnny Depp. And because she didn't, so she's basically saying, "Well, you did abuse me, so it wasn't defamation."
Mm-hmm.
So now they have to. Could you imagine having to go to court over the definition of what abuse is and what isn't, and now you're fighting. Like, how do you even decide?
Well, how do you prove you didn't do something? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's not something you can't really prove per se, because if she's saying he beat her behind closed doors when no one was looking,
all he had to have done is laid one hand on her, and she has to prove
not
that
even
he did that.
No, you have to prove that he did.
Yeah, that's the thing, is that he has to prove that he didn't, because the case is his case.
You imagine being the lawyers. There's probably like, I don't know which one to believe. Like these guys
I will
are,
tell you,
are crazy.
Johnny Depp's lawyers are friggin' going to town. Like it's every
They're
single
kicking
video,
butt.
every video I see, they're just beating the shit out of her lawyers.
Yeah, it definitely seems like Johnny Depp is coming out of the. I mean, he'll probably be even a bigger star. I mean, it's just how it works. You know,
We'll see. Yeah,
which
But-
you know,
but-
if you're good.
Back to what Richard said, like he fell off the face of the earth for like 2 years. Like you didn't hear anything. Like so, like you said, he might be bigger, but he might not. He did lose something.
Yeah, that's my point. Like, or my point would be like, if Hollywood wouldn't accept me because of what some person that I'm in a relationship verbally said without any proof, I don't even want you, Hollywood. But then again, where does he go to make a movie? It's not like he can just go make his own movie and become.
I mean,
a superstar.
it's a globe. He can go.
Yeah. Now that'd be interesting to see, like independent. You got all these people doing these like independent podcasts and
Yeah.
music artists and stuff to see
Different
a.
movies.
Dude,
Hey.
could you imagine a Johnny Depp podcast? That'd probably be entertaining.
Ooh, that would be. It'd be like, hold on, let me do another.
I
Let me
can't-
do another. Let me
I
do
can't
another
take him
line.
serious because all I see is the pirate, dude.
I know.
Yeah,
Our
Every
Ellis-
role, he's a pirate.
it would be interesting to see like how popular. Like, I would like to know who the most famous person is that's tried to do a podcast. Actually, I think I already know it, and it's probably Obama, and he failed. I guess Spotify took
I
it
didn't
off
know.
the air.
Yeah, I didn't
Isn't
know.
that
he
he
was
crazy?
wasn't
pirate.
producing enough. I mean, he ain't got time for that. He wasn't producing enough content, so they
Is
just
that what I mean? Is it? Oh, really?
yeah.
But it's kind of wild that he even thought about doing it without having a team. You would have thought that he already had 15 guests lined
Spotify
up. And,
probably came to him like they did the royal couple, whoever what's the one
Oh.
that moved over here,
Mhm.
yeah, I don't know.
Harry and I don't even remember. But yeah, it's probably like that where like Spotify approached him, was like, "Hey, you want to do a podcast? We'll give you
Yeah.
everything you want," and then he was like, "Yeah, sure, whatever," and then just didn't have time.
I wonder if they just did it for publicity.
Probably.
But
Striking
then
while
again-
iron's hot.
yeah. But then again, you would think he'd want to put some content out.
Why?
I don't know. Yeah, I know. Well,
Yeah, yeah.
but I mean, why not? It's like it'd be kind of. See, the problem is you wouldn't get real. You probably wouldn't get real like conversations. You know what I'm saying? It's like how open is he allowed to be? And what how
Yeah.
many lines does he need to tip?
Because he could
You
corrupt.
probably
Yeah.
have to run everything through lawyers and secrets. I mean, there's probably just so much red tape; it just became not worth it. I bet you
Then
what
nobody
really Obama
wants.
is probably like, we got to run this through 5 lines of tape. Why
Yep.
are we messing with this? And then
Yep,
I remember he did do like a podcast with Bruce Springsteen for a while.
that's the podcast. That's the podcast that got dropped.
Oh, was that
I'm
it?
pretty sure.
Okay. Yeah, I mean that's probably what it is then. Because didn't he do Mark Maron's podcast too? Like he's done them, and but
Really?
I remember the Mark Maron one was fairly simple, but I would assume that a podcast with Spotify, being ex-president of the United States,
Yeah.
there's so much he's got to run by before he says what he says.
I bet you even on like Tonight Show and stuff like that, they probably say this is what you can ask, this is what he can tell you, this is where the conversations can go.
It's probably
Yeah.
not scripted. Yeah, it's probably
Yeah.
almost a scripted interview at that point.
See, and I think that's what the world is sick of. It's like we want the real. I think that's why a lot of these podcasts where they are just so open and so real. That's why they're so successful, because it's like this is who that person is. It's not what the producers told him to be or to say. It's a it's just real conversation.
Yeah. No,
So
I agree.
maybe they tried that and fans saw through that, or maybe they just didn't even push it. Who knows? But-
Right. It's just
thought-
just cookie cutter.
Yeah, I can't wait for Trump to come out with a podcast. Could you imagine? It'd just be him telling everybody how great he is.
Oh Lord. Yeah.
But,
It's like-
but
Today I woke up and I had the best piss. It was excellent. It was excellent.
It was a better piss than you've ever had.
Yeah. If you could have seen the stream. Oh man.
I didn't even have to sit down when I peed.
No, exactly. Oh man.
But I think
That's
that he would have to, like as much as he says, he's still probably screened as well.
Oh, Trump
Yeah.
screen. Yeah, I'm sure he is. I'm sure, dude. You know, there's a lot of stuff that he wants to smart off about. I bet. But is the whole Elon Musk Twitter thing finalized? Like, is that?
No, it won't get finalized till I think next year.
Oh, really?
I think that's what's going on. Yeah.
Does he
So
immediately does he immediately get to make changes though, or is it like
if
a?
he owns it, he can do whatever he wants. The deal hasn't gone through yet, but once it has, I mean, he owns the thing, so he could just
And
make
it,
it all.
is 100% him?
Yeah, it'll be his if it goes. If
Yeah, because I
everything-
knew at the beginning it was just a percentage, and now it's fully.
he bought like a 9% share in an attempt at a hostile probable takeover of some sort. I think he was kind of testing the water. I think he did that in hopes that he could make the changes that way. Then when that all fell through, because remember he did that, and then they put him on the board,
Yeah.
and then
Oh yeah.
and then stuff just started happening. And he's like, all right, I'll just buy you.
Dude, what a baller.
What a
Like
baller,
some
man.
people just want to buy a house, a car, a yacht. He just buys a social media. I mean, it's just different types of balling, man. you know.
And
It's
he's
just-
probably going to keep. I would imagine he's keeping all the players, the major players that maintains. He's just putting this twist on it, right?
he
Probably. If he the way he's done everything so far, because I think the thing we have to keep in mind about Elon Musk is that Elon Musk hasn't really invented anything per se. He's just found the things that were invented and being worked on and said, I like that, and bought it.
yeah.
He's,
That's-
And then
because
and
that's
then
what
made it better.
That's his basis anyway. He's just had the money to buy things.
Yeah, and I
Right.
mean, a lot of that comes from his father. I think his father was
Yeah.
owned like an emerald mine business of some
Yeah,
sort in South
yeah.
Africa, so he already had the money. But look, there's something to be said with understanding what needs to be done. Like, do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, the
having
future.
a vision of saying, "Hey, let's make an online payment system."
Yeah.
PayPal, and then saying, "Hey, let's make electric cars. Hey, let's colonize." Like it's, "Hey, let's make underground travel." Like there's something to be said for someone that says, "These are the things I think we need in the future." So let's just make
Yeah,
that.
I mean, it definitely makes you, want to listen to the guy. I mean, I don't think I like a lot of power in anybody's hands, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people, not liking that he has Twitter, but we also we don't know who had it. I mean, we do know who.
You know
had
who has
before.
it now? It's like Saudi princes and like, I mean, basically, so people are crying about Elon Musk buying it, but yet people who hate gay people and behead them in the middle of a town owned it before. Like,
Really? So that's who owns it after the Jack dude.
I mean, it's bought by shares. Like people, it's a publicly traded company. So
Okay, so that means everyone that put money into it has a say. Where
Right.
Elon just buys it and
like-
says,
He's only
yeah.
"Dude,
So it's like so you're saying that Elon has it and now you hate it, but yet you were fine with it when people that
Yeah.
beat gays in the middle of a street had it. Like that was fine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
yeah, exactly, yeah, it's so backwards, man."
It's just people just want
Or
to piss
once again, we use our cell phone
yeah.
to get on Twitter to complain about
Yeah.
whoever, and our cell phone was made
Child
by a
labor.
slave. Yeah,
Hands down.
yeah,
Yeah,
without a doubt.
it's unfortunate, it's like it sucks because like there's a lot of mental hula hoops people seem to go through, and it's like the other day I got those Nikes and I was like, oh, something came from the sweatshop.
I know.
I
I
need
got,
shoes,
I got a pair today.
Who can I buy shoes from that doesn't
Yeah,
exploit people for
I
sure,
know.
100%.
Yeah,
Same
Yeah.
with phones. Who am I going to buy a cell phone through that doesn't exploit labor somehow?
yeah.
I
And
don't.
how much? And how much am I going to have to pay for it?
Yeah, and everything
so-
you buy is owned by the same 5 companies, so it's like
Yeah,
you
and
can't
your
win.
your food's probably and your food is probably the same way.
Yeah, it
You
is.
know, where does my food come from?
It's all exactly. It's all
who-
owned by the same 5 companies, probably.
Yeah.
It's
popped with hormones.
And those are all probably funded by who knows who, and it's just this evil. I mean, it's like, you guys have watched Ozark, right? Do you guys watch
Yeah.
that? Yeah. I mean,
Kevin has.
Kevin has. Richard, have you?
Now, but you
okay.
want to talk about it?
Yeah, I mean, it's just the whole like political drug cartel mixture of how it all can be connected, and it's just it just you could just see it happening so easily in the real world,
Yeah. Yeah.
For sure.
Richard Ozark basically is like Breaking Bad.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah,
That's what
it's
I've heard.
basically
I thought about watching it, but I'm like, man, there's so much to watch. It just has never landed on my lap to be
Yeah.
like,
Wow.
Yeah.
It's pretty
It's
good.
actually good, though.
It is. Have you watched the final season, Kevin?
I'm halfway through it. You can ruin
Okay.
it. It don't matter to me.
No, it's all right. I'll let you finish. It's I don't know. It's like all shows, man. It's like when it comes to an end, it's just like, unless it's ended and just I feel like it's just hard to end a show.
Yeah.
It's hard to just say goodbye. And I think they finally had to, and they just kept the plot
You gotta
going,
go
kept the
out.
plot
Yeah,
going.
yeah. You gotta go out good though. Like, because when a show goes out and it's bad, it's just bad. That's all you
Yeah.
remember.
Yeah, that's true. Yep. That's pretty good though. Yeah, I don't know if there's any other like new docs out that are supposed to be good or whatnot, but that Our Father one was pretty interesting.
I'm about to say that.
Creepy.
What you just
Do
go through
what?
your feed. You're suggested by you, and you get that.
Yeah.
Next,
Oh,
next
I
to
will
the R.
say.
Kelly documentary.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. There you go.
because you like R. Kelly.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's so funny. I was gonna say, Tom Segura's wife, Christina Pawlinski, or whatever her name is, her new special on Netflix is actually really funny.
Is
I
it really?
don't know if you guys have seen that or not.
I haven't. I need to watch it. I just wanted to say one thing about Netflix. So the other day they put out this thing to their employees, basically saying if you don't like our content, you can just go. And
Yep.
there's a rumor that it's
Kind of
because
like Spotify.
and there's a rumor that it's because Ricky Gervais is going to release a stand-up on Netflix on the 24th of this month, and it might be a little rough.
Oh, really?
That makes me want to watch it.
yeah,
Exactly.
that's the rumor I've heard.
Huh.
So I'll have to check it out. So, and he had an interview about it the other day where he talked about it, and he was like, let's just say at the beginning of my special, I try to define the word irony to people so that they understood that none of this was real.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm like,
I don't know if I know who that is.
Ricky Gervais?
I know that name. I just have to see him.
Yeah, I can't
Hold on.
share it because
I'll
I
show
don't
you.
have it, but I don't have the
That's
the
right.
control of the screen. But yeah, he's an English British comedian.
What's his last name?
Ricky Gervais. I think it's GERV.
GERVAI.
Yeah. I know him. Yeah, he's I know him.
He's
Yeah,
the
he's
one that
hilarious.
would roast at the Golden Globes.
Yes. Yeah. Hopefully he doesn't, hold back. And,
He was
I think that's
the
what they.
Wasn't he the dude that was the British Office?
Mhm.
Oh
there-
yeah. Yeah, that's right. All right, I'm gonna hit the outro. What
Gonna hit the outro.
who we got? Golden State or Dallas,
Golden State.
and
Okay.
Miami and Boston.
Miami. I've already said Miami's bad.
Yeah, I know you do. Okay? I think Boston. I think
You
that's
know
the
how
best.
much it's gonna take for Dallas to beat Golden State?
A
It's just,
lot.
Golden State just got too much. Golden State's gonna win it all. I just feel like that. Did you know that Golden State is like ranked like second in the league in defense?
Really?
Yeah,
Like I
just
guess
pressure, yeah.
every team in the finals right now is top 10 in defense.
Yeah. You
And
know, I was actually going to say this too before I hit the outro. We kind of like, I feel like I don't think the NBA is back because I still don't feel like people are watching, but the competition, like the 4 teams that are left right now, it's like, okay, cool. We got new blood, except for Golden State, of course. But, it's kind of like the beginning of the season where you say, man, anyone can win it this year. Like, I feel like it's pretty true. I mean, I didn't expect Dallas to make it.
Well, for a while, Golden State was teetering on are they going to make the playoffs for a little
Yeah.
while.
The last 2 or 3 years, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, but once again, it's probably the best thing to do. Just suck a couple years.
Yeah, they got some good young blood. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean and they got Jordan Poole now, and of course you still got your Draymond, your Clay. That's the best thing that they did. Is they kept that core group together, and then they got the who's the big guy in the middle just for defense.
Looney. Looney, and they
Looney.
got the young kid that's a really good defender that comes off the bench. What's his name? He's a rookie.
Yeah, I don't know.
He
I
was
can't
like
keep
the
everybody
top one
straight.
of the top 5 picks. Yeah, he's decent.
Yeah. But yeah, I think I don't know that Boston. I may be underestimating Miami's scoring ability, but we'll see if Jimmy Butler can do that every week or every day. And they didn't have Marcus Smart or Al Horford.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't believe so. Yeah, and they just came out of a 7-game series. I mean, not making excuses for them, but and it's game 1. They're supposed to win.
But I feel like even though it's Tatum is the best player on the court.
Oh,
Yeah,
he's so good.
Yeah.
You
He's so good.
got to step up, dude. You can't let Jimmy Butler. And that's the thing is Jimmy Butler. He comes out ready to punk people, man. Like he doesn't care.
I kind of like his. I kind of like his. I'm the best on the floor.
Yeah.
And good luck. Yep.
The thing with Miami is they look at the box score 10 deep.
I think that's every team right now.
Yeah. Well, yeah.